about to put this Odyssey Extreme PC925 series dry cell battery into my Polaris. These things really pack a punch, and they're not particularly big. They're a really good battery. I'll just spin her around and show you what I've done with the battery terminals. These brackets are bolted to the battery, which then come up with them 6 bolts on, locked up solid, so everything's got a good contact. Now all the leads will be bolted onto here. It's ease of access for the leads. What it also gives me is when the battery's in, I've got somewhere to hook my fingers over to get the battery out. Because I'll show you in a bit, that is a tight fit. A really, really tight fit in the battery box. Which is what I'm going to show you now. And when I let myself in, it's going down there, which is where the original battery lived. The original battery's been moved to the other hole over there, because that's now going to become my auxiliary battery. This big Odyssey is going to be the starting battery. So she's actually going to live in that hole. And it's a very, very tight fit. So I'll show you in a few minutes with the battery in. What I'm making up here now is 2 earth cables. This is going to be the earth from the auxiliary battery, from the battery to the chassis. And this one goes from the battery. Sorry, this one goes from earth, which will join one of these, and it goes into a little pin in the intelligent relay. So that'll go down there. Yeah, that'll go onto that pin down there. So what I'm going to do now is place this, just roughly for now, because eventually I'm going to put a piece of Velcro on the back of the relay, and I'm just going to Velcro it into the buggy. So that's my earth cables made up. I've now got to make 2 positives. A positive from the auxiliary battery and a positive from the starting battery. And one of the positives goes to that pin, which is pin number 1, which will be the positive from the starter battery, and the auxiliary battery goes to that pin there. So the positive from auxiliary to pin 2, positive starter pin 1, and the little pin at the bottom is the earth for the relay. So I'm going to make my leads up now. So I've made the 2 earth leads up. I'm going to make 2 positive leads up now, get my length sorted out. So there she is, fitted into what is a very, very tight space. It ain't moving anywhere. Now the idea of these is so I can lift it out, because you can't get your fingers round the battery, so that's why I've made the brackets the way I've made them, and I can get my fingers under there and I've got somewhere to hook under. So that's my reasoning behind making the brackets that way, which then means when I hook the cables on, which I need to sort out, they go on very, very neat, and they're going to go like that, and it keeps them flat, so they're going to be really, really neat on there. That's my idea. Keeps everything low, keeps everything below the level of the battery tray, which means nothing is ever going to short out on the bottom of the seat. This isn't a dual battery setup where both batteries are linked together. That's not happening. The Odyssey is my starting battery. The YB14, which was the original Polaris battery, is going to become the auxiliary battery, and it's going to be a split charging system. And I'm going to be putting down here the split charging relay, which is an intelligent relay which monitors the voltages off both batteries. So if the auxiliary drops below a certain amount, it disconnects from the main battery. Never ever flatten your main battery, so you've always got cranking power. All I'm going to run off that auxiliary battery is a winch. That's all it's for, the winch. Eventually I'm going to chuck another Odyssey in there. About £130 a battery. It's a big chunk of money to be buying two of them in one go. So I bought the one for now. Going to split charge it, wire it all up, and I'll show you in a bit what I'm up to. Right, so in here now we've got the Odyssey and the auxiliary. The auxiliary is wired up. The relay is down there. That wire is the one that goes to pin 2 on the relay, goes to the positive on the auxiliary battery. Also running off there is my trickle charger and the winch. Negative, obviously, winch, trickle, and one of the earths that goes up to the earth point here, and the other earth goes down to the relay. Positive off number 1 is here. I haven't put that on yet, and that's the main feed off the starter battery that goes down to the starter relay, which is down there. I'm not putting that on tonight. I'm going to leave that till bloody torch somewhere. Now there it is. Put it there. I don't want to put the two positives on tonight. I'll do them tomorrow morning. I know my battery's working. I've had that lead on. I've tested the hazards. So I know I've got power coming through the battery and everything there is okay. I'll put that on tomorrow, and then I'm going to tidy all the wiring up, make a battery clamp for the Odyssey, because I can pick up the original mounting point there, and also there's a mounting point down there to fasten that down. And then I've got my, that's proper tight in there. I've got my Odyssey battery on as a starter, obviously, and that is the auxiliary. That's charging now. That's on the trickle. Then all I've got to do is put the seat in once I'm finished. As you can see, everything is below the seat. The seat sits on that bracket there. And we're all ready to go. Job's a good one.